he goes, I just really wanted to meet you and stuff. And I thought about his story, and I go, listen, bro, if you would have said that in the beginning, I thought you wanted to talk about stand-up comedy. I didn't know what the fuck you wanted to talk about. And he's like, he just wrote a bunch of flattering stuff, that I was like, what the fuck? Is this what a podcast does? And I finally said, I wrote him a note, and I go, listen, we could hook up tomorrow at such and such time. I didn't know that. I go, I get what you're saying to me. I go, you lost a parent. He was in the same position as me. He lost a parent, and I spoke about losing a parent, and he connected. And I go, it's sort of like when I was a kid, how I connected with Ozzy Osbourne for some reason. I don't know. I connected with Ozzy when I saw him on stage, and then I went home and listened to him. We'll get to that story, but I get it. And he wrote back, you ain't no Ozzy Osbourne. Like, I didn't paraphrase it like I was Ozzy. I go, now I understand where you're coming from. You're relating to me because of a death or something like that. And that's, I was a kid. I was into the Doors. I was into Ted Nugent. And it took me a long time to get into that music because they had long hair. And I was scared of people with long hair at the time. I was a young Cuban Catholic, and, and if I did like them, I would fucking not say nothing to anybody. And then Zeppelin came into my life when I was like, I'm out there playing basketball at 10 and I'm hearing Black Dog. When you hear Black Dog when you're 10 years old in the summer when you're drinking an orange drink, you're like, what the fuck? Even put on Black Dog today. And you're like, what is this? But hold on. Let me fucking get one of those goggles and transport yourself to 1973 when this song came out. You had never heard anything like that. And you knew he was trying to get his dick sucked in the song. You just knew as a 10-year-old. You're like, it excited you. I love Led Zeppelin, but I never got, I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I know is I had Zeppelin 2. I had a couple of Yes albums. I liked Fragile. I liked Yes Over the Edge. I had the Doors. I had The Song Remains the Same. I had Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3, and I had Presence. I was just getting my shit going. You know what I'm saying? I had Double Live Gonzo. I had Cat Scratch Fever. I had Hotel California. These were, 1975. This is what you had in your house. I liked the Eagles. I fucking loved the Eagles. I liked One of These Nights. I think it's a tremendous jam. And then that album was followed by Hotel California. So I kind of liked the Eagles. And one day I'm at the fucking courts or whatever, and I hear, the beginning to War Pig. And I tell you, when you hear War Pigs for the first time, once they get into the guitar, you want to lose your fucking mind. Like, you run to the record store. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's something about War Pigs. There's something about fucking War Pigs. And then you bring the album home and it's Electric Funeral. That's a little fucking scary. Some guy, Electric Funeral. You're like, what the fuck? Electric Funeral. What am I getting electrocuted tonight? You got fucking, my favorite song on the album is What You Gonna Do? Time's caught up with you. That's as real as it gets. At that age, I liked the Stones. I had Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. I had Miss You. No, I didn't. I think I had It's Only Rock and Roll at that time. Miss You didn't come out till 78 or something like that. And I don't know, maybe in the 8th grade, I heard Black Sabbath on the courts, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good. But I'm a Catholic. You know what I'm saying? He's over there talking about Satan spreading his wings. It's okay till Satan spread his motherfucking wings, okay? Then it was all over. And then I started smoking pot and blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. I heard it again. And I borrowed it from somebody. I think maybe Steve Avillo, one of my friends Avillo, from the Past Masters. I borrowed it. And when I heard Paranoid after fucking War Pigs and I heard all that music, I was like, this is fucking pretty good. But I'm still into the Eagles. I'm still into Zeppelin. I'm going to keep these motherfuckers in the back burner. You know what I'm saying? This is still a little out there for me. And then I get to freshman year, and I don't know, they're bullshitting about something on the bus. They're going to go see Black Sabbath. And I go, yeah, I kind of like them, you know? I mean, you know, at that age, I didn't know their whole fucking... I liked War Pigs, and I liked Paranoid. And I said, fuck it. And me and some people from downtown, to this day, I know who I saw there at the concert. The garden was filled with fucking North Bergen people. But I still to this day, I forget who the fuck I walked into that place with. The rumor was you had to get there early because the warm-up band was going to be tremendous. The warm-up band was Van Halen. And fucking, you know, I walked in there, guys, I didn't know shit. I had been to one concert before that. It was maybe Ted Nugent with Aerosmith at the Meadowlands outside. It was like one of those all-day concerts. Fucking Aerosmith busted their guitars. It was not, you know, we walked home. When I walked in there, first of all, the electricity from Van Halen, and I didn't know who Eddie Van Halen was. I could sit here and tell you, oh, I was ready. I knew Eruption. I didn't know dick. So think about how I felt when I saw fucking Eruption up there. We maybe smoked a few joints. I don't know if I did acid or anything at that point. I was still a little half a fag. I still had to put Visine in my eyes when I went home and cologne, and I don't know what I did, but I remember that Black Sabbath came on, and I didn't know what sounded good and what didn't sound good. I just knew that some of their instruments were off. Like I could hear like guitars, strings popping, and you know, it just wasn't. And I could see the drummer snorting coke. Bill Ward was snorting coke from the snare drum, right on that, not that snare drum, and I was like, wow, this is fucking great. So we left that show, and the next day I went to North Bergen, and on the way home I would walk on Bergen Line and pick up the album of the week, and I picked up fucking Paranoid, and lights out. Guys, lights out. What he was talking about, I fucking liked. I didn't know what he was talking about. I know that the one jam I like, it's about heroin, and you know, I didn't know anything else about them at the time. It was maybe October of 78. I think they did October 18th or something like that. Check it out. I don't know. And then I bought the second album I bought because I said, fuck it. I like this band. I'm not going to do what I did with the rest of my album career. I'm going to start from scratch. You know, because like with the Stones, I started with like, it's only rock and roll, get your yayas out. The way to do it is from the fucking beginning. And then I didn't like the early Stones. I didn't catch on till, I mean, I like it, you know, 19 Nervous Breakdown, all that shit, but you know what I mean. I liked that, the fucking like Goat's Head Soup and all that when they got down and dirty.